Lights, camera, action, let's dive in deep. Talking directors, actors, the secrets they keep. From behind the scenes to the silver screen. Hard-hitting questions, nothing in between. We're rated B, rated the podcast sensation. Unveiling truth, sparking conversations. Where every story gets its chance to shine. We're rated B, rated, let's rewind.
Welcome to Berated B-Rated Conversations. We're here today with Johnny from Clown Motel and Clown Motel 2. Well, the Clown Motel series.
Yep. Did you make it to 3?
I did.
Right? See, so it's autumn all.
I'm in 3.
We've got them. I know we had a couple friends that we've talked to, and they posted about, Clown Motel and being in number 3, but we'll end up getting there. When we get there, I'll have to tell a hilarious story for me, but not the cell phone employee that about Clown Motel 3 and our buddy Steve Hansen. But we jump in. What do you want to do? 1, 2, then 3? Sound like a plan?
Works for me.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, give it to me. We kind of we watched the first one a while ago, and I do notice the tone difference between the first and the second one. There's a very it's much darker. It's welcoming you to this harsh world of the clowns and revenge and all of these things. It was I like the first one a lot, but I do feel like it's probably a hard entry for some people.
I would agree. There's a lot of us in the first one that it was way lower budget than the other two. And there was a lot of people that were that was the first movie I ever did.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
really?
Yeah, that was my introduction to the movies there.
Oh man. So there's I don't even know if that was one of our questions, but that's hilarious that's your first movie. They're like, all right, this is what you're going to be doing. I guess one of the questions was did you guys come up with your own clowns? They have,
I guess I'll give you a little backstory of how I ended up in the movie. So originally I had a paranormal show. I was doing paranormal investigations. And Joe Kelly, who wrote, directed, acted in Clown Motel, he had reached out to somebody on my team about talking at his film festival in Rochester, New York. That's where I'm originally from. So he reached out to a guy on my team who apparently can't talk in public. He was too scared, so he told him no. 2 weeks went by, and I found out about it, and I'm like, why would you not bring that up to me, right? So I called Joe back, and this guy, Rob Wickman, who lives in Rochester, and I'm like, hey, of course I'll talk at your film festival. I'll show some evidence or whatever. So for 3 years, I talked at the film festival with Joe and Rob, and we kind of became friends. And then Joe reached out to me and he was like, hey, do you want to be in my first movie, Clown Motel? They had did a short before, and he's like, we're doing the feature film. He goes, I have a small role as military if you want it. I was like, yeah, 2-second role. We're going to film in Rochester. I'm like, no problem. So I show up to the house, and literally I had one line. I run in from the side of a tent, and I yell, the towel heads are coming, and I get blown up. So that was my whole thing, and I was done. 3 weeks went by, and Joe was back in Rochester. He was living in LA at the time. He was back in Rochester doing a little convention that we had there in the mall. And he's like, hey, I'm actually cutting your scene out. So I'm sorry you're not going to be in the movie. I'm like, all right, no big deal. It was 2 seconds, and it was kind of stupid anyways how we did it. So He's like, no, I don't mean it like that. He's like, I want you to be one of the main killer clowns named Hammy. And I'm like, I don't know what a Hammy is, but if you can fly me out to LA and pay me and put me in the movie, I'm down for sure. So I said yes without ever having a script or anything. So I didn't know what I was really saying yes to. I just heard go to LA for free and be in a movie, and I was
There
like,
it
sign
is.
me up. Yeah, so my actual character once I became Hammy was a combination of Joe Kelly's messed up brain and our makeup guy whose name is Nicholas Vincent. They kind of discussed what they were looking for a little bit, and Nicholas kind of had an idea of how he wanted to do my makeup and things. Now, we had kind of talked about the overalls and the makeup and the pig nose, but that was kind of where it ended. When we got on set, stupid me saw this little pink cowboy hat
Ah,
and I just put it on my head, and Joe was like, "It's on forever now."
they're like, there it is.
It
Yeah.
works.
And
It
that's how the
works.
ensemble became, right?
Yep. And
That's
then basically, I was just told like, be an evil sexual deviant, and I was like, "All right, everything's getting humped on this whole set. Whatever I can do."
and then that's why the meats were so salty. Dude, that guy, I keep forgetting his clown name, but dude, it was when he came back for number 2. I was like, what the fuck? Hold on,
The
but
pinhead
how?
guy, Gundalaya.
Yeah, Gundalaya.
Oh yeah, the clown in the moo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now his name is Denny Ramos, and he's not in 3. He's only in 1 and 2. But that character is not far off from him in real life.
God, he looks like he would just beat up anybody and just be
He's
like, oh, here you go.
he was my roommate while we were filming, and yeah, he's definitely out there.
How long did it take to shoot?
The first movie, I think we were at the Clown Motel almost 3 weeks,
God
and
damn.
then other locations. But total, I've probably lived there between the 3 movies. I've probably been there like maybe 6 or 7 weeks total.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. But I do love that like the thing with the first one that I really enjoy is when you talk about these smaller movies with lower budget, character matters. And that's really what drives everything is these small character moments. And like especially with your character with Denny's and a lot of the clowns, you get so many individual character moments that just highlight how demented and creepy these clowns are, and it just makes everything 10 times scarier.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun for sure to be able to, kind of like we are kind of given a basis of what he was looking for, but we had a lot of freedom to kind of create ourselves how we wanted it to be too.
Yeah, it really does an amazing job of sort of like setting things up because when you do get to the second one, with a lot of those main characters, everything's sort of cemented, and then you have something for everybody else to build off of.
Yep.
Yeah. So there was a you guys' cave scene with it all shot up there in Tonopah.
No, so everything that was done at the Clown Motel, and then some of like the desert scenes where I rip his arms off and things,
Yeah.
those are all in Tonopah or right outside. All the cave scenes are actually here in Vegas or in
Mhm.
Searchlight at
Oh,
Nelson Ghost Town.
dude, there's this place in Idaho. It's called like Lariat's Cave. And like you don't even know it, but it's just an underground cave. And like I remember when we were like Boy Scouts, we'd always go camping there. We'd always want to go camp there because like it was literally like it's just level like desert. And then you see this opening that goes underground. It's just a gigantic ass, like I'd say he's like a football field underneath there, and then you can like go through these caves and everything. I was like, dude, I wonder if that's Lariat's cave because it's the same shit. And I was like, damn. But I
Well,
have a
The Nelson caves are about, I forgot how many miles of caves
good
through
night, dude.
underground and stuff there is in Nelson over here. It just keeps going.
um, now we're going to start talking about some funny specific things. Or I am.
Go
There were
ahead.
some blunts in that movie. Who rolled those blunts? Do you know?
Ooh, it's a good question.
All right. These are
I
the things that
don't
I
know.
catch.
I'm not sure if they were pre. Well, there. I think there was a couple pre-rolls that we had
Man,
bought, and
they
then I
look
don't know
like they
who
had some
rolled.
runs.
Yeah, I'm not sure who rolled the actual ones. It might have been one of the
Mm,
Ghost Hunter guys who actually rolled it, who probably has no idea what he's doing.
that's good. And then they made that funny comment. There was a couple funny comments that that dude made. He was talking about an egg sandwich, and you're like, "What the fuck?" You know. And I was wondering, like, I swear, like my stepdad who was in the military, and he'd have an egg sandwich, and I swear it was just like a fucking bread and then a fried egg, and that's it. You're just like nothing else, huh? And I was like, I wonder if that's the same shit. But one of the funniest lines I've ever heard was when he's like, I wish Hulk Hogan was here. That's the best thing I've ever heard. And then that other dude who's like, you have to respect testicles, and then murders
Respect the
her.
testicles.
Like,
Yeah,
Jesus,
Ari.
dude.
Yeah,
Just
so that Respect the Testicles is Ari Lehman, who was the first Jason in
Oh,
Friday the
that's right.
13th.
Yeah.
He's the
Kid
boy in the lake.
Jason.
Yeah. But those lines, so Joseph Kelly, when he writes the Clown Motel movies, wherever he's living, whether because he's in Florida now, but he was living in LA, he would go out to the Clown Motel and just go on a bender and write the scripts. And apparently those were the lines that were in his head, I guess.
now that store was real, or did you guys bring all those fucked up clowns?
Oh, so the Clown Motel, well, yes, so those are all at the Clown Motel. When we filmed
Ugh.
the first one, it was Bob Perchetti, this an old guy that owned it, and those are all his clowns, and the Clown Motel was a light blue color. Now for the second and third one, it's the new brothers. They're from India, and they repainted the Clown Motel and renovated it. But they added more clowns, so that whole
What?
lobby that's the actual lobby.
So like there's also like I've talked with Anthony before where it's like I don't really believe in a lot of like ghosts and stuff like that, but I'm not gonna get like, all right, get a Ouija board out, just in case. You don't want to fuck around with that. Like, you know, clown dolls aren't really creepy, but if you put 100 of them together, yeah, that shit's creepy as shit, man. you know?
We
So
had a couple things happen while we were filming in the first one. So it's weird. When the new owners took over and they renovated it, when I stayed there, it just had a different vibe that wasn't like it was before. But the first movie, um, so my roommates were Denny and then the makeup artist Nicholas. Now Nicholas is gay, and
there you
every
go.
time that we would talk about Nicholas being gay in our room, because he's really like introverted and I'm really more outgoing and extroverted, and he was kind of nervous, but we would discuss it a lot. But every time that he would like discuss that he was gay, something would happen in our room. So the first time we had a bunch of things fall off the shelf that were in the closet and came
What?
crashing to the floor.
Oh my
Then
God.
another time we were kind of nervous because people are running in and out of each other's rooms, right? We're filming a movie, there's people everywhere. So we thought somebody had snuck into our room and was hiding on the other side of the bed, because when we started talking, we were watching the blanket slowly being pulled off the bed onto the floor.
Oh my
And
God.
I go, oh, somebody's got to be under our bed, right? So I go over and I lift the blanket up. There's nobody over there. And then I realize the beds go all the way to the floor. So
What?
we don't know what the hell pulled the covers off. But we saw some shadow figures come out of the cemetery at night. But
Jesus.
only filming the first one. I've never had anything again filming the other two.
Well, you never invited them back. So that's why they're like, you know what? They didn't even get it. So we're not even going to come back for number 2 and 3 and so on. That's what they were getting pissed off about. Well, then it's funny because you brought up the rooms, and then so Anthony and I, we always like it when the influencers get murked. So when those guys got murdered, trying to be those influencers like that, it was pretty funny. But then you start thinking too, like, why did they need a room if they had an RV? Couldn't they have just crashed in the RV? You see?
That's what I was trying to figure out.
And
Yeah.
then he would have been raped by fucking Hammy.
I think I'm trying to remember because I know the other car like they swerved off the road or whatever. But yeah, I don't know because nothing really happened till after they were already there of why they would have stayed there. So it's kind of weird. But yeah,
We
I agree
did
with you.
like that was a solid transition though when they were driving through the smoke or the fog. That was an awesome, transition from, hey, this is your normal life. Bye, bitch. Because now you are in the Clown Motel Twilight Zone.
Yeah, we got a lot of shit for that from the people who live in Tonopah. Um,
Really?
yeah, like in their minds, like they can't differentiate a movie and reality. So they were
What?
like, "You made the Clown Motel look like it's in the middle of nowhere, like we don't exist." And we're like, "Guys, it's a movie. Like there was a reason we did that." Um, like they're like, "It's a whole town here." I'm like, "Yeah, it's still like you only have like 500 people, so like let's not get too crazy." But
They're like, how dare you make fun of the fog wall? Like, the fog wall's not supposed to be on camera. Nobody's supposed to know about it. That's messed up, man.
No, but I do like I enjoy the how like the first movie is largely like we're following the people that are coming into the clown motel and learning about the clowns from their perspective. Then everything flips in the second one, and it's like, um, what was my question? Like I just like was the whole like trilogy idea, was this all like an idea in Joseph's head like early?
so he had always talked about just continuing it until it ran out. But I think after he saw the kind of cult following it got when the first one came out, um, I made a lot of money off of just merch and like
Yeah.
doing different things once that first movie came out. So then he made the second one, and the first one had full distribution in like 28 countries.
Damn.
We sold a lot. We were in every store that was here, basically Walmart, Target, everywhere, and it was selling out. We were like the third highest grossing movie in Turkey at the time.
Oh my
And then
God.
I actually received two letters and another thing on Instagram that I was banned from two countries because of the character.
God.
I was like,
I want
what?
to say,
Like, I've never heard of this before. So
I
the first one
sw-
did pretty well. It was distributed by ITN, but then, how they work out their deals and who gets the money and who doesn't kind of push it away for the second one. But I think with the second and third, we're gonna probably try to push them out with a company together. I'm hearing, but I'm not too sure. But yeah, Joe wanted um around three, but I think we're actually going past that. I
Oh
think we're
wow.
gonna do another one um as well. I don't know how far he wants to take it, but I guess we're going further into backstories once we go further, which kind of makes sense. But it's kind of like the movies backwards, in my opinion.
no, it's awesome. I
That
swear.
could
Sorry,
work.
I was looking up on my phone. I swear that I've seen a Hammy action figure before. So I was like, dude, I swear. So
I
I had to
wouldn't doubt
check
it,
it.
man. I've been given a lot of crazy things. I was at a convention one time as a guest, and this lady came up and she was like, "Hey, I created this doll for you, and it's your girlfriend." And I was like, "What?" And her name was Panchetta, and it was an
Jesus.
actual girl pig doll with a pig nose.
Oh wow.
I had candles made of me. There's pillows out there. Yeah, I've got some interesting things for sure.
Dude. Um, did you help with the gore or anything like that with them? Like there was some pretty awesome gore in this one. Like the eye being ripped out, the hatch to the face, the stab through Casey's tit. Like, but is her boob okay? Like I was really worried. I haven't slept since. Like I'm worried about
I've
her
been
titty.
trying to see them ever since we filmed, so I
you
think
know?
they're all right.
Yeah, I was really worried. And then when she died, like she didn't need to die just because her boob was stabbed. At the end of,
Exactly.
she could have survived. Scars are cool. She could be like, oh, this one time I got stabbed through my boob, right? And then she could have just got it fixed, and then nothing would have been wrong with it.
Right? That was the fun part for me is like as we go through like all of them got killed off in the first one. So when I filmed the second one, I got like all new people to work with. Then the third one where we had like I want to say anywhere from like 50 to 100 clowns in some of these scenes that we brought on. So I just got to meet a whole lot of new people through the three of them.
Yeah. I was really hoping that Casey would make it to number 2 and that she was actually going to be pregnant with Ian's baby. That would have been the best. But then she stayed behind because of those, you know. But yeah, how you did mention in number 2, for instance, when there's like clowns, like come out here, then there's just a wave of clowns chase those people. Like, damn, man. That's nuts.
Yeah, so that scene in 2 was actually filmed in Lancaster in just some random building on the side of the road that we kind of all just met up at and filmed. But it was a really long day and it was like super hot during the day, and then at night it became freezing. And I was like, we got to speed this up because I'm dying here in these overalls. And we actually we had some issues with our lights. So when it got to nighttime, we couldn't get our lights to work. So like the scenes where we're underneath that multicolored parachute thing, like we filmed most of that with a ring of car headlights. We had 2 cars on in front because we're like, we got to get this done because people had flown in to Lancaster for the 2 days for a reshoot, and we're like, we got to do what we got to do. So some car headlights,
awesome.
and batteries.
That's awesome. It worked out, you know.
Yeah.
What about drinking? Was there drinking in this movie? We recently did a movie, and every scene where it's like crack, and then you'd have to chug it, and they were like, "All right, action." I was like, "Dude, it looks really fun." That was my whole thing, was that, you know, everybody looked like it was so easy to do these roles and everything, and that was like one of the first questions was, you know, did you guys just come up with your own clowns? Because, you know, number 3, like I said, we have our buddy Steve Hansen's in it, and Connor Holden, you know.
Yep.
So Steve, the funny thing about that is he told me that he was going to be in Clown Motel 3, and I was like, that's awesome, man. But my phone had started like running out of like memory, and so I was like, fuck. So I went to the store to grab a new phone, and the kid had the phone, and Steve sent me a photo of him. He put it on his social media where he's only wearing a clown mask. Yeah, only a clown mask. And so the employee like has my phone, and it's like, ding, you've got a text, and he like looks at it, he's like, there you go. And I was like, God damn it. Like, there's always 2 sides of a story. I'm telling like what really happened. Like Steve's just like, hey, here's my freaking clown mask for Clown Motel 3. And I was like, that's awesome. And then that employee's gonna be like, this dude came in and like this other guy sent him a picture of him wearing a clown mask only. You know, and I'm just like,
that adds up.
Yeah.
Especially with this movie. So the main clowns from the first one, like me, Golden Ager, Crank, but Crank passed away, so he passed away in real life.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
So he's not in. Yeah, he ended up getting cancer and he passed away after the second one.
Jeez.
But like, yeah, the main ones were kind of made by Joseph Kelly, but we kind of had liberties to make what we wanted. But then the third one, like Steve and Connor and them, because it was a reshoot that we filmed them, and they were all kind of more like perk players from the Kickstarter campaigns and stuff. They could come as whatever clown they wanted, as long as it wasn't Simpsons clown. We were good to go.
So it's like, I want to be a pig clown. Like, have you ever seen the fucking movies? There's already one. You don't get to choose to be the other one. Yeah.
We had discussed it because I remember when he had said it, he had told some other people, and I was like, well, I mean, we could work it in somehow if we had to, but Joe was like, no, He's like, you're the pig clown. Unless we do a backstory, there's no other pig clowns.
No, it was solid. And then your fatality, you gave him like that air riding lion's tamer where he was like up in there, and then you gave him Jack's fatality. You just rip his arms off, and he's like, "Oh!" It was funny, man. It was good.
Well, it's
You
funny
know?
with that part. Like a lot of people don't realize. So I didn't know that. Like even though they were saying cut, right? We were still filming, so the cameraman was still running camera. So in that scene, after I rip his arm off, when I started doing the stupid stuff with his arm and hand,
Mm-hmm.
I was just doing that, messing around, thought we were done, and I was just being stupid on this side of the RV, and he recorded it and it ended up in the movie.
See, that's awesome. You know, oh, there was that scene with who was it? I can't remember, but one of the girls had a whip. Like, did she really know how to use that whip?
So our sound guy, Ariel, taught her how to use it, but man, did she crack herself a couple
I was
times.
about to say her back probably got fucked up.
Yeah, she took a couple before she figured it out.
My God.
She learned fast though, I'll give her that.
Yeah, once pain is involved, you learn hella fast.
After a couple snaps on your back, yeah.
It's like, oh,
Forces you to focus a little bit.
yeah, no. And I mean, like I said, it just seemed like it was just a fun production to do, man. Like even when the girls came into the motel and the guys were like, "All right, we're waiting for our room," they're like, "What?" Like we're fucking need a room too. And then he just straight up dissed her and said she was the fucking maid. Like that shit. So like, was everything scripted or was a lot of it like improv?
So most of like the lines were scripted. Joe
Mm.
wrote a lot of that goofy shit on his own. There were
Wow.
some things added in, but it was mainly scripted for the most part.
that's that's awesome. Like it
But it
just
was a
seemed,
fun set.
damn, it seemed like it was
So
so easy and on the spot, you know.
the scene when I do the ham scene, right? I had the party hats on my nipples, right? So those party hats was another stupid thing that I made a mistake on. They were sitting on these two dolls that we had on a bed, just random. And I took them off, and like when I took the party hats, I thought it was like that double-sided tape.
Ooh.
So I double-sided taped them to my nipples for that scene. I didn't realize it was glue. So I
Oh,
basically
fuck
super
that.
glued them to myself. So after we did the scene and I ripped them off, I couldn't get the glue off. So for no lie, like an hour, all those girls that were in the scene, we were sitting in a hotel room and they were just pulling glue off my nipples for like an hour.
Good
Oh my
God.
god.
Yeah, it was bad.
That
Lesson learned.
no, it is pretty fun. Like that's shit, like on the spot type of stuff. Like I said, we finished wrapping up a movie with James Balsamo, and
Okay.
there was just supposed to be a scene where Anthony and I are just trying to like, I don't even know if we were trying to recruit or see, we were trying to infiltrate a gang or something. And it was, what was it? Beginning of April
Yeah.
when we shot. And so it wasn't the warmest outside. And so we were at my neighbor's house and he's got a big, nice pool. And then all of a sudden somebody's like, you should get kicked in that pool. I'm like, no, I shouldn't. Like, it's cold outside, you know? And so all of a sudden that being kicked into the pool went to, all right, this time do it like this. And then, hey, let's do it one more time just because. And then, hey, take your costume off and let's just let everybody kick you for no reason into it. And I was like, what the fuck? It's like, yeah. Yeah. Dude, I freaking, like had to jump as high up as I can, as far back. So like my back was like getting, hella back flopped. And I was like, damn, but that's what I was just saying was that it just seemed like everything just seemed so easy to flow off. Like it just seemed like it was, like it looked fun, but it also looked like you guys were like, hey, in this scene, just do something crazy. And then you guys were like, I'm going to do something crazy. And it looked
Yeah,
great, man.
there was a lot of that. Like I looked out in the ham scene. So like we had originally wrote that different. So what Joe wanted me to do I refused to do. And I was like, you'd have to pay me a lot more money, man. So he wanted me fully naked. And I was supposed to turn around after I dropped the ham and have a clown face condom on. I go, Joe, you're out of your mind. I go, there's no way.
Is there clown face condoms?
He had everything ready.
Oh, all right.
Oh,
He's like,
wow.
just in case.
I said, there's no way. I'm in a room with 7 guys. It's 110 degrees in this hotel room because we cranked the heat as high as we could. So I'd be all sweaty and nasty.
You could just spray like oil on you?
Dude, I sat in the room for like 30 minutes with the heat all the way up. So that was just pure sweat.
Good.
Oh my God,
sitting there getting sweaty. But it's funny. So I agreed to show like half my butt or whatever. And then we did the scene. I was like, I'm not showing any frontal anything. But we kept doing takes. And I had got sick of it. And then we went on to the next part where I dropped the ham on the floor. And I was like, what could I do that would make this end? So I don't have to do this again.
You threw it on the ground?
I threw the ham kind of hard, but
So
it
it would
ended
break
up
in half.
splitting in half. But when it split, it flipped over and faced the camera. It was the perfect shot, and it was just one take. And he was like, that couldn't have went any better than what we wanted. And that was the end of that one.
Yeah.
And watching the sound guy gagging on the bed was the best thing. He goes, we're done. He goes, you have to hear the audio for this. He goes, it is the most disgusting thing. Yeah, it was pretty good.
Dude, no, that's hilarious, man. Every time he's like, just in case, here's a briefcase full of cash and a condom. It's like, don't worry. But no, I thought it was a pretty hilarious scene. Like, and then I'm just, did you guys cut a hole in the ham?
So Joe Kelly cut that hole. And I was like, yeah, I was like, dude, you could have gave me a little more credit than that.
So you could have put a lot more girth into it, know? But it was
3, I got my wish.
But it's hilarious, dude. Like, that's just one of the great moments about the movie.
That was a really good one.
The ham that you see in 3 is much, much better and much funnier. You'll enjoy 3, and my character in 3 is so well. Obviously, the first one, the ham scene is kind of what made it what it is, and then the second movie, Joe had wanted me eating ham on top of a balcony when they were like looking for me, and I'm like, I'm not doing that. It's not funny. It's stupid. I don't like how we're doing it. So I told him just film me and I'll do something. And that was when I turned sideways and hid behind the pole. But you could
yeah. When you were trying to hide.
I just did that on my own, and they thought it was kind of funny, but he owed me a little. So in 3, I get a little more fun stuff with Hammy, that with some girls and a bigger ham hole.
It's a holiday ham. It's boneless. Well, it has one bone in it now.
And Joe, when we were eating that night, he took the ham out of the oven. He kept it and told everybody that we were going to eat that for dinner. People were all grossed out, ruined everything.
Right. Even if you did rinse it off, you still had freaking motel carpet ground on it. And
my sweaty stomach all over it, because that's what I was smacking it on 50 times.
Good shit, though, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then, let's see. Number 2, like Anthony was saying, it starts out like balls to the wall with the gore and the fighting and everything like that, It is a big difference in movie like feel, though. Like, number 1, I mean, I enjoyed number 1, but number 2, it feels like it was I don't even know how to explain it, but it was more of like the clowns had a lot more stuff to do in this number 2 movie.
Yeah, it was focused a lot more on the clowns in the second one, and then kind of a little bit of the story of the cowboys. But kind of went from the cowboys straight into the clowns. And then the third one is has some more of the story with the cowboys and clowns, but it's more to the military and Joe trying to get Brooke back, because now after the second one, she's now been transformed to the Queen of the Clowns.
But that's not the
right,
same
yeah.
girl that was in number 1, right?
No.
So we have
Okay.
3 Brooks.
All right. I was about to say,
There's a new Brooke in each one.
because I was
Oh,
like,
wow.
what? Hold on. Because Shannon, she was the tough one. And like everybody has that friend that's a girl that's a tough Shannon. And you're like, you're a girl, right? Like, calm down.
Yeah, she's another one where she wasn't that far off from her character.
Jesus.
Loud and annoying and crazy, and
Yeah,
that
we
was
have a friend where you would say that. You're like, dude, I drove last night for like 5 hours straight. I invented the road. You're like, what? You didn't invent a road. Like, it fucking came this way. You know?
I
You're like,
sitting on a
oh,
plane with her for 5 hours.
that's good. They just get the alcohol as much as you can.
Yeah.
But
So the first girl who played Brooke, her name's Eleanor. She's from Canada,
Oh,
and when we filmed the second one, she couldn't cross the border
ooh,
because of COVID.
okay.
So COVID wouldn't let her cross. She couldn't get the permission she needed. So we went with a new Brooke who I forgot her name now, but she was in a movie with Bruce Willis and a bunch of other stuff.
yeah.
I can't think of her name. Kelly Reader, something like that. But she's the second one, and then in the third one, it's a girl named Deanna. In my opinion, Deanna, who plays the third one, on screen, she just nails her role. I think she's the best Brooke we've had, and like going from Brooke to the Queen of the Clowns, like I think she did amazing in the third one.
That's
Nice.
awesome. But I did like that even though you are, like essentially seeing a new person play the character, there was kind of like a Phantasm 2 to Phantasm 3 deal where they changed the Michaels back. Like you reshoot that scene, like if you haven't seen it before, you don't miss a beat. Like nothing's really lost.
Yeah, and they kind of like the way I like how Joe did it too. That you kind of forget about the first one because he does flashbacks in the second with the new girl. So you remember the parts from the first, but now you're seeing it with the new girl. So it brings your mind to like, oh, it is the new girl in the second one. It's
Yeah,
the
that's
same.
why I was just making sure because I remember the video call. We're like,
Yep.
all right, we're gonna go do slutty shit, and he's all
Yeah.
fucking in war. And he's like, all right, that's exactly what he wants to hear. And he's like, I
So that was
trust you.
the scene. That was my original scene. So when he's doing that, right after that,
And you were gonna get blown up right there.
yeah.
That's fucked up.
And it's funny too because Eleanor, the first one, super tiny, super short, and Kelly is like 6 foot or 6'1", has like the longest legs I've ever seen on a girl in my life. So they're so different.
Dude. Yeah.
But I mean, she really like I do feel like for the second movie, she is a really good fit. Like she's a nice transitional version of the character.
Yeah, she's a great actress.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
But I mean, also in the second one, you have I mean, what is it? Eileen Dietz from The Exorcist as well, which
Yep.
I love her performance as the queen.
Yeah, she nailed it. And it's another funny thing where you talk about ghosts. So we're in her scene when she starts like the ritual or calls on the spirits. There was nothing in the caves going on. As soon as she started calling in the spirits, this giant wind gust came and blew her hair back like it did in that scene. Like that just happened. We didn't film it. We did not use anything. It just happened. And I'm like, that couldn't have went any better than it did.
Yeah, see, that's why you don't play around with it. That's why you don't. That's why I said I don't believe in ghosts, but I'm not gonna fucking get a Ouija board and be like, "Watch this, let me prove you wrong," and then fucking I become possessed. You know, fuck that, right? But
Yeah.
the
Yeah, I
gore
mean,
again. No,
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say the gore again starts off on number 2, just balls to the wall. You know, the bat, everything. It's just
Yeah.
I really enjoyed everything.
But I enjoyed with the second one, the Like there's just those moments in the movie where the comedy sort of comes out of the ridiculousness of the story. Like the special forces team almost feels a bit like Caddyshack-ish, where they're just
He's
very
got to go save his
silly.
girl.
Yeah, like they're serious, but it's very taken lightheartedly as well. And it's like the what was the other thing? The like the fact that they're interrogating a musician
Fucking
to
waterboarding his ass.
waterboarding a musician to get
Yeah.
information about the clowns.
Yep. You guys know who Dietrich is?
I had to look him up. I wasn't familiar with him now.
So he's the bass player for Lords of Acid and also Pretty Boy Floyd. So Lords of Acid's like
Pretty Boy Floyd.
they're like one of the most famous like metal electronic rock type of music, been around forever. But yeah, he's a bass player in both of those plus other bands. But he is actually a rock star, but it's pretty cool.
No,
And,
he did a great job. I mean, like
yeah,
he does like a funny version of himself more or less, and it really works.
and it's crazy because if you meet him, it's like he's really like kind of quiet and set back, but then when he does say shit, it's like some of the funniest shit you've ever heard.
Dude, I have a friend like that who, growing up, he was super shy, like super shy. And then after high school, and I think maybe even in college is when he started. I don't remember, but he became the lead singer of like a scream band. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, how do you go from being shy to like literally like whispering, even like with your friends, like, yeah, no, that's okay. I don't care. Let's do that. To being the lead singer of a band in front of freaking, they
Yeah,
weren't like huge, but there were hundreds of people at these venues that they would go to. And you're just like, the lead singer, like I could, maybe he was a good musician, but no, he didn't. He didn't play music instruments. So you're just like, how the hell did you, I've known you since I was, fuck, I don't know, 9 years old. I've never once heard you sing. Like, and then you just
yeah.
start going and screaming to that stuff. Like, that's, yeah, man. So I get
So
what
I
you
don't know if
said.
you guys noticed either too in the first one when they do the Vegas montage with the girls and there's a band playing.
Hmm.
So when we do that montage in Vegas, where it was right before he's talking to them on the bed and through the computer, but the band playing is actually Dietrich's band, Beauty and the Suffering, his original band he was in, and he's
Nice.
actually the guy singing the song in that. So
I
that's kind of
thought
like
that
a
was
lot of people
him.
didn't realize that, but that's kind of how he ended up being waterboarded because he was one of the last ones to see the girls when they met his band.
Oh, okay, that does make sense
But they
now.
had their faces painted up, so it was kind of hard to tell it was him. But yeah, that was his band, and he was the singer in that band for real. That was a song they wrote and played for the for the movie.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
I'm in that
Um,
scene too that people don't notice. So
really?
the beer company wanted me drinking one of their beers, but we're like, Hammy can't be in the scene. It wouldn't make sense. So if you look in like the very back of the scene when they're dancing when he's playing, you'll see me with a winter hat pulled over my face and sunglasses on, and I'm wearing basketball shorts, drinking the worst beer of my life.
Oh God. All right, we're gonna have to go back and watch one then.
Yeah,
It's
there's so
fun.
much
Like
little stuff, but it's kind of
there's,
funny.
I saw recently too something funny with Jim Carrey. Remember Jim Carrey in Living Color? He was that fireman.
Mhm.
So they're
Yeah,
like in
Fair
Liar
Monster Boy.
Liar. Yeah, in Liar Liar, when there's that fire, he's in the background as that character with the
Oh,
fucked up
that's
bald
great.
head and his teeth are all fucking yeah.
All destroyed.
Yeah, he's just back there walking around, and you're just like, "Did you notice this?" You're just like, "No, I didn't fucking notice that because I'm paying attention to the shit that's going on in front of me."
Yeah, right.
Look, I'm not
That's
looking for
great.
some exploded guy in the background. What the fuck, you know? But no, I thought really enjoyed one, and number two kicked ass.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like I said, we're waiting for number three. We haven't seen it yet. We know a bunch of people in it. and can't wait to watch it.
Which
Yeah.
I mean, more or less like with the third one, you've alluded a little bit, but like what can we expect from the third one?
Can you say
So
anything without getting in
What you
trouble?
can say.
yeah. So
All right, what's the
cinematically,
ending? No, just kidding. That's so fucked up.
well, at the end there's clowns and military. That's about it. So like cinematically and like filming wise, um, three looks amazing compared to the first two. I don't know what camera or the camera guy. I think his name is Chris Warren. Um, he did a great job, and whatever camera he was using, it looked like a very high budget film. Like color wise and everything was great. It's more of the third one is, Sergeant Kelly trying to get to Brooke and a lot of crazy things on the way. In my opinion, the third one is way more comedy than horror, in my opinion. I think there's a lot more funny stuff than scary stuff. We have some great clowns that are scary. Don't get me wrong. This guy Freak Skinny, that's his real name. I don't
Freak
even.
skinny.
His
Freak
name's Freak
Skinny.
Skinny. He works at the Halloween Horror Nights. He's
Oh
in like
hell
other
yeah.
commercials, and like he just came here as a guest to Vegas and worked at whatever's at Circus Circus. But he's like, I think he's either 7 foot or 7'2",
Jesus.
and he can do just some crazy zombie weird things with his body and face and stuff. And he played a great role in three, in my opinion. And I had some pretty cool scenes with him. Um, a lot more gore. Joe
Damn.
Castro was doing the special effects, and there's some really good ones in this one. It's more of I don't know if we spent more money, but I feel like we got more for our money, if that makes sense. So
Oh yeah, no, that makes sense.
Joe Castro did the effects for the first two, but he wasn't on set for the first one. He just kind of gave us the things needed. In the third one, he actually plays a character. He's like a devil clown in the third one. So I think because he was in it, he went above and beyond to make it even better with effects and
He's like, we
scenes he
got to
was
get
in.
this popping.
So, yeah, definitely. I thought the third one was done pretty well.
Yeah, I can't wait. Like I've seen just the still shots of it from, people posting it online and everything. So it looks great, man. I can't wait. You know.
And I was gonna ask you. You mentioned about the premiere was Saturday. Um, what was the reaction? How did it go?
Yeah, the premiere was Saturday in Beverly Hills at the Fine Arts Theater. We sold out the theater. It was packed. Um, the reaction was good. Everybody liked it. It did say on there under construction. It wasn't a 100% completed film when he showed it. There was still some voice things that he had to fix and a couple scenes that'll be edited a little different. So it's kind of like a rough cut, but not a super rough cut. But overall, everybody liked it. But there was, some things that had to be fixed that will be fixed before it comes out. So everybody's kind of excited for it.
No,
That's awesome.
we're excited for it. Like I said, one was good. I thought two just blew it up bigger, and now three. We've got some. This is gonna sound really weird, but some big shoes to fill. Because two
Yeah,
came with it.
there's some pretty pretty good deaths in three that are pretty funny, and there's some crazy backstories and things that went on with different characters and some people that did some crazy things. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's kind of public, so I'll just say it. Whatever. If I get yelled at, I get yelled at. So we have a guy who I won't say his name. I'll keep his name out. So he plays one of the military. That has a scene with me in the movie that's hilarious. People loved it. His kill scene. But he's in prison right now
What?
for yeah, some guys the story that was originally told, where some guys try to break into his house, and he's in like the martial arts Hall of Fame and stuff,
Good.
and he samurai sworded some people.
Damn.
Great.
The story that came out was maybe they didn't quite go into his house. Maybe he kind of just came out and samurai sworded some people. So he's looking at a lot of prison time right now, but hopefully they get it figured out.
Hopefully.
Yeah, when I heard that, I was like, that ends up for Clown Motel for sure. But like you guys were talking about the military and so goofy one. So when we originally started, we had brought on some actual vets. Jay Desane, who's a good friend of mine, plays one of the vets, and they were military advisors. And we were trying, if at first, to kind of get it a semi-serious. But some of the actors we had playing military, there was no hope. I mean, some of these guys are the type that would like, oh my, it's not firing. Let me look down the barrel type of people.
There you go. No muzzle awareness.
Yeah, we were like, all right, we'll just have to go funny with this because some of these can't be serious if they wanted to. So we had Jay came back in the last one, military advisor, Joe Kelly's cousin, this guy Joe Daly was another military advisor, as a vet. We had a lot more actual vets in the third one. So the military that comes on for this one is a little better for the most part, but we have an A and B team. So we have like an A team, our alpha team, that's, kind of dead on, actual military guys that were doing their roles. And then we had the B team that's kind of, we're in the military, but we're not in the military.
All right, so we'll have to.
It plays well.
We'll have to not make comments about that.
Well, yeah,
we watched the movie one time. Well, we watched the movie one time, and these police officers cleared a room, and we're just like, dude, that was the shittiest clearing of a room I've ever seen. As then we get on a call with them, they're just like, I'm actually a cop in real life. They're like, we actually cleared the room good, but we couldn't use all that film because it would take too much long. So like we just had to cut it and do their thing. He's like, but we did do a good job doing it. I was like, oh, fuck. And then somehow I got arrested that weekend. And I was like, what the fuck? Hold on.
Well, it's funny. So on ours, we had what you would normally call an alpha team and a Bravo team, right?
Yeah.
Our Bravo team, they have no idea about any of these things. So they kept calling themselves the beta team.
God damn it.
Man, we were loving it because it was great. And it plays perfect, though, into the movie because we're like, yeah, they really are the beta team. They're right.
Yep, there you go. You fucking earned it.
No, I mean, I do feel like it works because, like Brian said, like if you do everything technically perfect, it gets a little dry and a little tedious to watch. Because I'm ex-army, so we had to do all that room clearing and stuff like that. So I know how to do it, but it just wouldn't be exciting to watch in a movie.
Yes, yeah.
So I just come in
well together.
I just come in guns blazing. Like, when there's video games where it's like, you can do this stealth or you
take
can come in
everybody
guns
out.
blazing. I was like, oh, fuck yeah, dude. I'm going number 2. Fuck stealth. I'm going in hot. Don't give me that option.
The best is when you're standing to the side while we're filming, and obviously, they're firing their rifles, but there's no ammo, there's no nothing. They don't even work. So they're supposed to be mimicking the kickback. That's probably some of the best stuff I've ever seen in my life. The one girl, you would think she had a rocket launcher in her hand. I always find that so amusing with like how they react to what gunfire is.
Well, it's like kind of sad, and hopefully my mom doesn't listen to this episode, but my mom has a friend who's not from America, but they're not allowed to have guns. So my mom lives in Texas, and my sister and her husband are in Texas as well, and they own a ranch. So they have guns and everything like that. So my mom's friend, it's an older person, was holding the gun and didn't realize how big of a kickback it was, and they recorded it, and it was a handgun, and it comes back, and it's like, whoop, and gets him, and it's all on camera. And then there's like, you can take still shots from the video. Yeah, so they like got it right at impact, and you're just like, good Lord.
Oh my
And then my
God.
mom's like, yeah, we quit shooting guns after that, or they didn't want to play anymore. And you're like, that sucks.
Well, it's
You
always
know?
fun when you give them a rifle with a scope and they stick their eye to it.
Oh yeah.
It's like, yeah, use it like binoculars. You're right.
That's how you should do it. That's what yeah, I always love it when they have the pistol grip shotgun. There's like, I got this. You're just like, no, you don't. But I think we're moving on to the hard questions now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right?
Let's do it.
Anthony, you want to go first? Well, he kind of already
Um,
answered. He kind of answered. I don't know if we were recording the first, but he kind
I
of
got a
answered
little bit
one
of it,
the
but I've
hard
got to
ones.
cut that first part. What have you been working on that you can talk about?
so I filmed. This movie's actually out on Amazon. It might be on Tubi now too for free. But a film
Let me
called
get my
"Twas the
notes
Night."
up. Oh, wait.
Um,
Sorry.
You're good.
Okay, sorry. Now I'm up.
All
I
right.
had my other note up. So what's it called?
It's called "Twas the Night." It's a film by Joe Lujan.
Twas the Night.
Christmas. It's a Christmas story. So
Ooh.
but it's a horror Christmas story. So it's kind of like what happens if you don't take in the real meaning of Christmas. You know, if you turn it in about presents and money, kind of what happens. So there's like a family and a little girl that kind of doesn't
Is
fully
a
think about
skank?
her parents, kind of wants her money. So we have like Krampus is in it. We have
Hell
a
yeah.
Frost guy. We have a little elf. And then I play the killer gingerbread man.
Damn.
So we kind of like took this gingerbread man onesie that I couldn't fit on my body if we tried. So we kind of
Yeah.
passed it up and made this character, but I'm like the guy who cuts up the bodies and eats them to give me
Jesus.
the evidence. But there was a huge dialogue, and I only got the script like 2 days before. And I was like, sorry, man, but I didn't even learn any of this. So we kind of went in where like I ended up getting it all down, and we kind of used like a little teleprompter type of thing, but I had like full control of my character. So they just let me do whatever I wanted to do. And I thought it was pretty fun because he was like, I just want you to be like big and over the top with everything. So it's kind of funny. I kind of took South Park and kind of how the devil is with Saddam Hussein.
Oh
Like I
yeah.
just really took like that type of thing in my head. Like that's what I was thinking of, and just kind of went over the top with it all. But um, most people said my part was great in the movie, just because of how out there and loud and different stuff. But um, it looked pretty cool. Movie came out pretty good. It was on Amazon for a little while. So I worked on that, and then
Here's a random question on that one, real quick. Is there nudity in that one?
no,
Okay.
no nudity in that, and even Clown Motel, I'm still the only nudity, and it makes me mad because I'm like, get some boobs or something. Well, there
number
is in the second
two.
one.
Number
Had-
two, there was.
Yeah, there was boobs for 2 seconds, but I don't count those ones as boobs. Those are terrible.
Oh my God. Usually
If she ever hears this, she's gonna hate me, but it's okay. I mean,
That's why I always joke around with Anthony. Like we're always making, if you haven't listened to our episode on Kill Her Goats, that episode is pretty hilarious because we come up with new words for fun bags every single time a set of sweater holders was
All
put on.
because I made the comment that I was going to start counting the number of times that Brian said floppy fluties.
Floppy fluties, dude.
I was a driving instructor here for a little bit on the side,
Oh,
so I was taking kids everywhere doing that.
I was
That
about
was,
to say you probably just
interesting.
lost your business, right? Because nobody here knows how to drive. I always
Man,
to my wife, I was
I
like,
will
dude,
tell
I should open up a
Crazy.
school on how to teach people to use a fucking four-way stop out here. But I would lose my business within one weekend because they're like, we don't give a fuck about four ways.
They don't.
You just
and half
go,
of the kids
right?
out here just don't care about anything. Like, that was one thing I learned coming from New York. Like, I love it here. I would never go back to New York. I'd stay here all day, but Vegas, the education is wow.
Yeah, it's balls.
And
because
some of the kids that I deal with, I'm just like, if I had the chance, I would strangle you to death.
yeah, because they have like, we had employees when I used to work retail. We would have employees like went backwards in their progression. You know, like you start out your first job, you're supposed to get at fast food, and then your next job you work into retail, and then your next job you do like, you know what I'm saying? These kids are like, fuck this job, we're going to a fast food joint, and I'm like, they're going to pay us like $1 or $2.50 more an hour, and I was like, you're going to be using that extra money on fucking face wash because you're going to fucking get all this goddamn grease all over your face. I was like, you're stepping backwards, bro. Trust me. And we already had to have a talk with this person over their fucking hygiene. Smell like they just had butt love before they come into work every fucking day. And now you're going to come in and fucking try to go work at a... She keeps bothering me. She's like, how come you're not paying attention to me? Here. Oh,
I'm petting mine on the side right now.
yeah.
Oh, that's not going to sound good. That's not going to come out good on audio.
What are these three guys doing? We just keep hearing this whacking sounds and everybody's talking about. Yeah. But, and then final question. Are there any suggestions that you say we should watch? Either for berated, B-rated movies or for everything gets berated. We have those two.
What did I just watch? Well, I just filmed the Ghost Adventures at a location here that I think is going to be on this new season. So you could watch that. I can't tell you exactly where it's at yet because I had to sign the NDA, but it's one of our filming locations, but not the Clown Motel.
There
so
you
that
go.
should kind of tell you.
Wow.
Damn, what did I just watch? Well, I watched Sinners. I don't know your guys' view on that, but I feel like it was a remake of like, I forgot what the other movie was called.
I haven't seen it yet, but apparently I had no idea what it was about until people told me what it was about. So, yeah, I have it.
What is the other? I want to say like From Dusk Till Dawn or something, where it's like it's almost the same storyline, except for this is like the same thing but with black dudes.
Yeah, like I heard. So I was a sign language interpreter, and with the sign language, they were saying some of that Sinners had Black American Sign Language, and I was like, I don't think that's a real sign language. Like, I've been doing signing since I was like fucking 8 or 9 years old. I graduated college with I graduated from college interpreting, and so I was like, oh, I want to see that because I thought that it was like kind of a military-ish style movie. There's like, nope, it's fucking vampires, and I was like, what? And then I'm trying to figure out like, where the fuck did sign language come in?
Yeah, I don't get it. The movie itself, I wasn't a huge fan. The only part I liked was when the little Irish dude started singing with the vampires and swirling around and then started slaughtering people. That was the only thing that I liked at all.
Right. So Sinners for Everything Gets Berated. Here we go. We'll do it.
We can do it.
So
what else did I just see? Well, I don't want to bash it too bad. But Desert Fiends.
Oh, we did that episode already.
That was.
Oh yeah, you guys did do that. So
Which,
that's another one that a lot of the same people are in as Clown Motel.
But yeah,
And
Island
then-
Eats is in there.
With the reproductive
Shawn
heads.
Okay, I like that movie because like I feel like with literal humor, it's either 100% or nothing. If you try to parse it, it doesn't work. And this movie goes 100%. And this is also like my compliment to Sean C. Phillips. The first movie with unplugged guitars that actually storylines the unplugged guitar.
Yeah. Yeah, so I liked working with Sean in, the Clown Motels. he's in the third one for a second also, which is kind of how it's leading into our fourth one. So,
Okay,
as you
nice.
know, he played a cowboy in the second one.
Yeah, he gets
And
disemboweled in the
that's supposed
second
to
one.
be
Yeah.
like back in time, right?
Yeah.
So, in the third one, he pulls up at the end in like a tour bus that's like on the way to a convention. And he kind of comes out as like present time, but he talks about his great grandfather who was a cowboy in this area. And then that's the end of that. And then we go to that's where Joe's like, I'm going to do a 4 and go further into all the backstories. So it's not too bad of a giveaway of the end, but a little part of it where it ties in. But with Desert Fiends, they filmed the second one. So the first one, the monster that had the dick for a nose
Hell
was
yeah.
Joe Gonzalez. But in the second one, my buddy John Swango is actually the dick nose guy. But John Swango is in the third Clown Motel as one of our military also.
Oh wow.
So we had a lot of people that were in both movies that kind of came back and forth. But he played a very good role for Clown Motel was the first movie he ever did. And he went in as producer and on Desert Fiends too. But Clown Motel 3, for being a first time ever, he played his military role very good, and he has a very comedic military role, but he did a really good job with it. So I'm excited to see Desert Fiends 2.
Yeah, I mean, the way the first one ends, I really do want to see a second one. And I can't think of his name right now. The crazy dude with the poofy gray hair, who's in The Greasy Strangler. I love that guy.
Rappaport? No, it's the other one, right? It's the other. What's the
Yeah.
other name? I can't think of his name either.
I can't think of his name, but I know he's in The Greasy Strangler and he's in all of
Yeah.
all of those movies. Like he's hilarious.
Indeed. But,
Yeah. Well,
yeah, man. Thank you. Glad we finally
thank you very
got,
much.
To jump on.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's me that's been messaging, texting back and forth on Instagram. So now we're able to finally meet up, man. But
Well, thanks for having me on.
yeah, we'll try to get up again sometime. Yeah, maybe we'll try to see if you want to do an episode on Sinners.
Yeah, for sure. I know for Clown Motel 3, I'm not sure yet, but I think we're doing the Days of the Dead here in January.
All right.
And he might be working on doing a screening here for it.
Oh, nice.
So if we end up doing a screening in Vegas, I'll let you guys know.
Yeah, for
That'd be
sure. That'd be
awesome.
awesome. Damn. But all right. Well, thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem.
Between rated B, rated the podcasting station, unveiling truth, sparking conversation.